Yes, yes, yes. Episode 55. We are back. 6 days in a row, we've been giving you hotness. I'm back to my regular scheduled programming, my regular format. You on Monday, you get in mindset. Tuesday, I'm giving you tools. Wednesday, I'm giving you a variety of different things that I might switch it up and start giving you interviews. Thursday, I'm giving you health. Friday, which is today, I'm gonna be answering questions. Saturday, I'm gonna be on the vibe board, creating a vibe, a classroom experience. And Sunday is family and relationships. But here we are today. Welcome to the Michael J. MacDonald Show. Yes, I'm Michael J. MacDonald, and I appreciate you being here. Hit subscribe, follow, like, whatever you want to do to contribute to the success of this platform. We greatly appreciate you. But guys, yesterday I just did an amazing class on how to build a home studio on the Mac Pack. If you don't know what the Mac Pack is, it's my group mentorship where I do weekly calls with you guys, and I have a ton of resources of videos on how showing you the strategies I use to build Earn Your Leisure. And if you want to learn some of those strategies, they're in the resource guide, and I also give you those weekly classes and answer questions. So check that out. It's themacpac.com. That's themacpack.com. It's an amazing value. If you really are ready, go check it out. Today's episode, I got a couple of questions to answer, and they're pretty interesting. So I'm gonna get right in it. We ain't gonna waste no time, and let's see what these questions are. The first one, let's go. In today's fast-paced and digital connected world, how do you think romantic relationships have evolved, and what advice would you give to couples looking to strengthen their connection amidst these challenges? In today's fast-paced digital world, I mean, it is different. I will say dating has been different. Like I always used to say, if Facebook was around when I was in high school or college, how would that experience be? Because it was those girls that like I would like, and I would never say nothing to them, so because I was shy. But how much easier it is to send them a DM or send them a text or an inbox or something. So it is definitely changing. But for the most part, it's easier. You got more exposure, you got more access to women. So just imagine in the beginning, you could only see the women that you see in your environment or in your, circumference. But now you have access to women in different cities, different states, different countries, all over the place. So it's definitely evolved. Now, in terms of strengthening the connection, I think when you do find that person, you obviously need to connect with them on a higher level, right? You need to like know the values of why you even got together. Like you can't let the outside world get inside the home of your relationship. And the more that you understand the values of why you're in a relationship, and you keep those values and you hold those values near and dear, and you have God first, your relationship should always stay strong, whether it's digitally, analog, whatever happens in this world or outside of your relationship, as long as inside your home is taken care of and is secure. I think any challenge that comes your way will be a challenge that you can easily get over because you have the core values. You know why you two are in a relationship. You know why. You understand the love you have for each other, all those different things. And it's bigger than like what you got in home is bigger than anything else. And you have God first, I think you'll be okay. Hope that answers your question. Let's go to the next one. It's kind of cool. I ain't do this in a while, man. This is kind of like, and I'm on my feet now. So, but what I realized is actually watching the videos, I move too much. So I need to stay still. Even though I don't like staying still, I like to move, I have to stay still. So a part of me for the last few episodes, I have been moving a lot. I'm gonna try to stay still. It's just hard, and I'm so comfortable moving around. It's like kind of cool, actually. In an era where consumer attention spans are increasingly fragmented and digital platforms are saturated with content, what strategies do you believe are most effective for brands to cut through the noise and genuinely connect with their audience? Could you share an example of a campaign or initiative that, in your view, exemplified these strategies' success? Well, there is a lot of competition, right? And I will say, there are a lot of people doing the same things, and the easy answer would be is to do whatever you're doing, just do it differently than everybody else, right? That'd be the easiest decision. But I can pull back a layer or two, right? Talking about Shannon Sharpe, right? Shannon Sharpe got into a market of podcasting and YouTube shows that was totally saturated. And it took him 2 years before he got his first like big episode. But just think about what that episode, what did it have in it that a lot of things didn't have in it. It had truth, right? It had sincerity. It had vulnerability. It was engaging. It was entertaining. It had a lot of different elements in that one episode that allowed it to be so successful, right? And I think if you start a campaign of something, if you take those things, those qualities in whatever you're doing, they're immediately going to be successful because people can connect with you. You wanna give content that can connect with somebody. The easier it is that somebody's more familiar with it, the easier it's going to be for someone to connect with it. When you start talking about things that people don't understand or people can't connect with, and it's not true to you, so they can kind of tell that you don't really know what you're talking about, the more it's not going to connect with anybody and won't surpass the people around you. You'll be amongst the crew. But if you want to stick out, you got to do something that is different, right? He took this man, put him on his platform and let him go heavy, right? No, everyone's scared to put people on their platform. They're scared to break out. They're scared to say things. They're scared to talk about certain things. But he said, you know what? This is my platform. I own my platform. I'm gonna let him do what he wants to do. And the gains that he had from it is priceless, right? Because now he has multiple shows. His platform is huge. His sponsorships probably went crazy. Yesterday's price ain't today's price. And I think those are the things that you have to keep in mind. Like when you see a piece of content that went well with an audience and you're in that industry, that same industry of that content, I think you need to pull back the layers a little bit. Watch it over and over. Look at the things why people connected with it so well, right? Why did it do this? And why did it do that? How did you feel? And then you take those qualities and those feelings and you put it into your content because now you know how you want people to feel when you looked at that piece of content. Why did you stay 2 hours and 20 minutes to watch the whole episode? What made that happen? What engagement was going on? What interactions were going on while that content was going? So the more that you watch episodes or watch content that has those qualities, the more you get used to understanding why those pieces of content are better than other things and not just sitting around with the most. So I would say study the content in your industry that is doing really well and take the key elements out of it and add it to yours. And I think that's how you're gonna surpass the audience, your audience. I think that was a good question. I think that was a great question. I think that was a great answer. So hopefully that helps you. I'm gonna go into the third and final question, and it's, what is this about? Let's see what this is about. How have the relationships you formed throughout your life and career influenced your success and your perspective? Can you share a story about a relationship that taught you an unexpected lesson about communication, trust, and collaboration? Wow. So let's talk about not really like intimate relationships. Let's talk about business, right? They always say you can't have your friend or your family in your business, right? They can't intertwine. Well, I'm gonna tell you this right from the start. If you go, I believe it could work, right? But you have to know these principles. These principles are very important. If you go in business with your friend or your family, you gotta understand, this is the pecking order. You have to understand this. I'm gonna say it one more time. If you go in business with your friend or your family, this is the pecking order. Business is first. Say it one more time. Business is first. So whatever family relationship you had, whatever personal relationship you had, that's null and void because business is first. If the business is good, then we can work on a family relationship, or if it's a friend, work on a friend relationship. But business is first. Now, a lot of people get that mixed up and they get emotional about, like, this is my friend, he wouldn't do this to me, da-da-da, how could this happen? Like, da-da-da, no. Business is first. So whatever happens in business will dictate the other relationships. If you keep the business good, you can still maintain a friendship. You can still maintain a family relationship. You can still do that. But just know, your business relationship is first. Once you go into business, that's why they don't work, because people take the friendship and intertwine it with the business. They take the family and intertwine it with the business. That's the wrong approach. The right approach is business is first, then you go to the next thing. That's it. If you keep your business first, take your emotions out of it, that friendship don't matter. That don't have nothing to do with our business. That family relationship that's over here, don't have nothing to do with business. The business is first. Take that out of it, right? And then you'll succeed in business. In terms about communication and trust, those are qualities, right? Those are qualities, not relationships, but qualities that you can see in a person. If you had a family or a business, a family or a friend come into your business, you know what type of person it is. You don't have to learn that person. So you know if you can communicate with them, or you know how to communicate with them. You know if you can trust them. Those are qualities in a person that makes it easier to bring them into the business. But at the end of the day, business is first. That relationship, business is first. Now, again, I'm gonna say this one more time. Business is first. The benefit of having family or friends in your relationship, the qualities of that person, you already know. So it's easier to have them become in your business, because if you trust them already, you trust them. You don't have to gain their trust. You don't have to learn if you could trust them. You already know if you trust them. You know how to communicate with them. You don't have to learn how to communicate with them. You can already communicate with them. So those are qualities. Those are not relationships. The relationship, business is first. And that's all I have to say about that. I hope that answered your question. That was a really good question, because a lot of people don't think family and friends can't do business, but they actually can. We're a successful business, right? Earn Your Leisure, and we have all family and friends. But yet, better believe business is first. Whatever I do, I'm gonna act as business is first. I'm not gonna feel a way about nobody. Business is first. So just know that anything I do in this relationship that we have now, business is always first. All that other shit, we put that to the side. And that's how you maintain a healthy relationship in all three of those avenues. So do what you gotta do. I hope that helps you in your journey or wherever you're doing. That's the last question of the day. Episode 55 is here. Oh man, we on 6 days in a row. Can I get an amen? Listen, man, I told you I was back. I was coming back. I know I told you a few episodes ago I was coming back, but and I left for a month because I wasn't right. It wasn't right. I had to just come right. And I didn't have my setup the way I wanted it. Now my setup is exactly how I wanted it. It's exactly how I envisioned it. And I'm living in my vision. I'm living in my vision. And I'm loving it. I'm having fun doing this. It's very enjoyable. It's very therapeutic. So I'm going to continue to give you these fire episodes. When you're not making content, you look back and you're like, how the hell did I make all that content? How did I come up with all these ideas? But when you start making content, it just easily comes to you. I want you to take that as a gem. as you continue to make content, it's gonna continue to come with you. It's gonna flow with you. It's gonna be flow with you in motion. But when you're not making content, you start to become dull to receive content. But once you start making content, content just becomes easy. You become a machine. So I hope this was an insightful episode for you guys. I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. Like, share, subscribe, notify, all those things, and hit the MacPack, THEMACPAC.com. I'll see y'all later. Love y'all. It's a good episode.